Hi, it's Wasabi, welcome back to the channel. Today's battle is on the Berlin map and we've got TYRANNOSSAURUS from 7AR clan. A big shout out to them. The KV-3 is a tier 7 Soviet heavy tank in the tech tree, and it leads up to the I-7. It's one of the original tier 10 tanks in the game, but it's still a very good clan wars tank. Got some specialist roles, but otherwise, yeah, let's see how he goes in this battle. Now, as you know, there's some areas in the map that heavy tanks go to. I just apologise for the stuttering here. I think that's related to a bit of lag in the game that TYRANNOSSAURUS is playing. It does affect the replay a little bit, so apologies for that. Can't do a lot about that. Okay, so it's coming to this area where the heavy tanks brawl, and instead of going up the ramp, he's got this corner position, and he can side scrape here and punish some tier 6s as his top tier. So you can see he just took a hit to his tracks, which is exactly what he wants to have. And he's getting some spotting damage as well. Now it just comes down to sort of how aggressive the enemy's playing. There's a T-29 opposite him that he doesn't particularly want to face unless he can get access to the lower plate. So a good place for a hull down tank with gun depression, and that's what the T-29 is, so you've got to be careful how you approach that. So just have to be a little bit patient here. Now, why did he get spotting damage on that T-29? Well, there are some gaps in the structures there, which you can actually shoot through. You can see a little window to the left of where that T-29 is, the right I mean, and things just see the outline of the KV-1S. So you can both spot through there and shoot through there from the other side. So you might have seen that in previous videos, but just to draw your attention to that. So he's only picked up one shot of damage so far, but early days yet. This is all about being patient here and also keeping an eye on the mini-map, and you can keep your situational awareness up. Anyway, the T-29 system's taken some arty damage, so that's a good sign that arty's in the right position to do that. If that T-29 wants to stay there, then he'll cop a few things. Now, this is an encounter battle, and the encounter circle is the bunker in the middle of the map, as you can see there. So even though there's tank capping, it does take sort of 3.5 minutes or so to cap by a single tank, so it's not necessarily a very successful way to win the game. Just looking for his green dot there. He actually does get a damaging shot into KV-3, so that's nice to put a hit into your direct opposition there. And at this point he's still got his full hit points, and just looking for that shot on the lower plate, and yeah, not quite getting a good read on that. Doesn't go through, but did manage to hit, which is good. In any case, just got to keep an eye on them, keep them honest, keep them pushing back. And you can see that other player just rocking around, trying to make it very difficult to shoot at, which is also a good tactic. And there's the other T-29, just wants them to come forward a little bit further so you can put a nice tracking shot in. That would be pretty juicy. Actually, I think that capping thing is a bug. There's no sound going on about capping, so I'd say that's a visual bug in the replay. So you just have to ignore that. It might get reset at some point. Now he does have a mission going, so let's have a quick look at that while we're waiting. So it's Union 2 for the Excalibur, and to accumulate 6,000 hit points of damage to light tanks, so not much danger of that at this point. Already completed the honours condition. Now, not getting any satisfaction out of that location. TYRANNOSSAURUS has decided to relocate, which is again a good choice, and there he's got the back of a VK-3601. Puts one shot into him, and has he noticed? Well, he might have noticed, but he's not doing much about it, so he's sort of withdrawing, but too late. Gets taken out by the arty, so TYRANNOSSAURUS just picks up a bit of spotting damage there, but now he's got the opportunity to do a bit more damage here. It's got a VK-4503, which is also a tier 7 heavy tank, but yeah, not one of the best tanks in the game. So it could be a nice punching bag for a KV-3. Just wants to get an angle on it. It's behind some hard cover there that's not destructible, that sandbag area. And he's just communicating with the VK-3001 to say, alright, I'll help you there. And here we got the enemy KV-3 just being spotted there by the VK, but the VK not able to do much damage to it. And Tyrannosaurus doing the right thing, not pushing too far out to get in the way of some big tanks. Unfortunately, the VK-3001 has just taken a big hit there. So he's going to have to be careful there, but this, yeah, there he goes, taken out by the KV-3. Alright, well that leaves Tyrannosaurus a bit on his own here. Oh, now the enemy T-29 is pushing right forward. That's good news, that means side shots, and yes, punishes the T-29. And again, case of the T-29 not really paying attention, and again it's a bit jerky here. Could be the lag in the game from the original gameplay. But gets rid of the T-29, so that's a nice get. They are 2 tanks down, but they're about equivalent on hit points, slightly up in fact. And he's asking for help from the T-29 on his team, and here comes the other T-29. And his team's just lost another tank there, so now they're 3 tanks down. So they're not doing well in the field. They put one back here, so this game still in the balance. And Tyrannosaurus just not wanting to overcommit. Knows there's some heavy hitting tanks just around the corner, in fact in both directions, so he's just being very careful. And looks like he's decided to take on the VK. No, just checking his angles. The VK's taking a bit more damage, so he's probably a 2-shot now. Oh, in fact, here he comes, so got to take him on. So puts 1 shot in there. And that was a bit of a low roll, so should get the kill on the next one if he can land it. Again, Tyrannosaurus just being cautious here, not wanting to overcommit. So particularly given the state his team's in, there's only himself and the T-29 in this vicinity, and there's at least 4 enemy tanks lined up there. In fact, there comes the KV-3. So can we get a shot on him? Is what Tyrannosaurus will be thinking. Just need to tempt him to come a bit further forward. Now, the enemy will be pushing forward, they should be pushing forward, because really there's no sign to them of any other team. Oh, well, they know where Tyrannosaurus is because the VK-4503, they've seen him. But they won't know that there's too many more, and that VK's out, he's gone now. Yep, so taken out by a T-71 DA, which is nice to have a light tank, get some kills on heavy tanks. So this is the sign to Tyrannosaurus that he can now push up there. It's got KV-1S there, he's definitely a 1-shot. Comes around the corner, snaps him and gets a kill. He does take a bit of damage, both from the T-29 and the tank he just killed. And AMX 1375 comes around the corner to try and dispose of him, but just pays the price there of facing a KV-3 with a loaded gun and not having enough hit points to survive. So that's brought the game back into a bit more balance there. They're only 1 tank down, and hit points again still roughly level. They're slightly in the lead, but nothing really to shout home about. And there's that T-29 there, just looking for an angle. There's really no angle you can get on the turret. He said being interrupted by the arty, just as Tyrannosaurus was. And Tyrannosaurus turns to look to see whether the arty is anywhere near him that he could then get rid of him, but no such luck. And he wants that T-29 to come. Oh, this now got a T20 in front of him as well. Takes another hit from the M44, so he wants to get out of there if he can. Gets the side of the KV-3. Is he reloading? Yes, he is, and he gets the kill there. So that evens the score in terms of tanks. And now he wants to get onto this T29, but no need. He's taken out by the other T29. That's good to have him distracted that way. Takes a hit from the centre. There's a strip there, which is just pinging shots at him, but not doing any damage, which is good. So his team now looks like they've got the edge. The enemy's starting to cap. Thankfully, that's reset that annoying cap counter visual bug that we just had. But I think they can ignore that for the moment. The visual bug's come back again. It's stuck. And there's definitely not 3 enemy there. So it looks like Tyrannosaurus decides to go after the arty. There's the Lorraine, there's the strip in the middle, the T78 somewhere, and the M44. And Tyrannosaurus sitting on just over 2.3k. This could turn out to be a very nice game. Hasn't spotted the arty yet, but then again, KV-3 doesn't have fantastic view range, so pretty much have to drive over them to spot them. But again, this is a favourite spot for arty, and arty tend not to move a whole lot, so will he find them? Oh, there we go. M44 puts a shot at him, but he's not getting away from here. Takes a big hit there, and loading HE is just going to chase him as fast as he can and gets the kill. So that is now just 2 tanks left, the Lorraine arty and the T78, which hasn't been seen for a long time. We've got the light tanks down in the bottom part of the map finding it, and they found the T78. So now the only thing here is the arty, and there you go. The Lorraine goes for the kill, doesn't get it. Tyrannosaurus fires, he's got one more shot. The arty's trying to run away, and the Lorraine is relatively fast arty in comparison, but he won't outrun the shell. And that's the 6th kill for Tyrannosaurus. That gives him his top gun, and he raises his barrel in salute. So a great result there for Tyrannosaurus. He got the high caliber award and the top gun for getting the 6 kills, and Pascucci's medal for killing 2 arties. Just a fraction under 3k of damage, which is a great result there. He blocked 1250 as well, which he must have almost got the steel wall as well. Another 700k of assisted damage, so over 3.7k or 3.7k of combined damage. How do you compare to the team? Well, that's a good result there. 1512 base experience is a nice high level of base. The T29 that was backing him up got 1600, and one of the arties got 2k, which is not a bad performance there. And on the enemy team, the T78 tank destroyer at the end got 2.3k, so he was obviously farming a bit there. And the enemy KV-3 with the next highest damage, just under 2k. So both KV-3s doing reasonably well. T29s both appearing near the top as well. Anyway, what did it cost? He fired 20 shots, 16 of those hit, 13 penetrations. One was splash damage, that's an HE shell. And he had a mission payout there, but very little in the way of cost. So he ended up making 68k of credits, which is always welcome. In fact, tier 7, one of the most profitable tiers in the game if you can control your costs, and that's all on a non-premium account as well. So excellent result there. So great result there for Tyrannosaurus. Thank you for the content. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please consider subscribing. We'll have more great content to follow, and thanks for watching.